Welcome to the Life Hacks Show. Life Hacks gives you proof hacks and tips for the best version of yourself. And here's your crash test dummy for a better life, Marcus Meurer.
Hey guys, what's on? This is another episode of the Life Hacks Show. Today with Daphnée. Daphnée, maybe you introduce yourself. Thanks for being on the show.
Thanks for inviting me. It's my first time that I'm actually invited on podcast. It's,
really?
Yeah, it's kind of checking a box, you know. I'm Daphnée and I work on Nomadbase. It's a platform for digital nomad, and I've been digital nomad for a long time now. About 4 years, and I started as a freelancer. I was working in marketing and management, and I did the travel. I traveled a lot and worked with different type of clients. And now working on Nomadbase is a really good kind of new chapter that starts as just right at the right time. You know, you're just at the right time. You're just building something that represents your what you like to do, what you like to to work with digital nomads. And for me, to promote digital nomadism and remote working is really important to me. It really comes from my heart. So just feel at the right place right now.
Yeah, I can tell. I definitely feel how passionate you are about this whole movement, about this whole lifestyle. When we first met, I really felt the power, and now we are collaborating and working together with your Nomadbase project and DNX. And I always said to Phil, wow, she's really into it. So somehow maybe we want to try to get you on our team, but now you're fully involved with Nomadbase. We'll see, maybe one day. So maybe you can talk a little bit how you got into this position at Nomadbase.
Yeah, I mean, it's very funny because everything started at DNX Berlin.
Last
summer, so it was in August 2015, and it was really amazing because I had a call. You know, I really wanted to go. It was my first time that I was seeing an opportunity to meet other digital nomads, because I've been traveling around and working on my side by myself without really being close to the community. And for me, it was the first time I was seeing an event like this that was open to everyone to kind of get together and meet other people like you, you know.
Yeah.
And so basically, when I attended to go to DNX, I bought my ticket. I was really excited, but I never bought a flight ticket. And when I arrived to the DNX, so the date was coming, I had no money because I had a really big. It was really deep in terms of work. I didn't have much work right now.
You were working as a freelancer,
I was working as a freelancer, and it was a period of my time that I had actually no clients.
Yeah.
And I was actually looking at new opportunities, and I had absolutely no money to go there. So I was just
So you were, where were you located at this point?
At that time, I think I was in Montreal. Yeah, I was in Montreal, where I'm from, and I was back for the summer. Anyway. So basically, I almost didn't go. So I sold my ticket and I said I cannot go. And I was so sad. And finally, I really had a call and I was like, okay, I really have to go to this conference. I cannot not go. I was feeling there were so many good speakers. I felt like I could really do good networking there. I was like, I have to go. And finally, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go. I need to go. I'm gonna call. I contact you guys again. I said okay, I really want to go. Get another ticket. And then purchase my flight on my credit card. I said okay, I have to go there and meet people. And it happens that I met really good people there, and I was able to get in touch with Noel Talk, who was a speaker at DNX, because I was also doing another project where I was for the French community. I was filming different interviews about digital nomadism, also to raise awareness about what is remote working to the French community.
So you were always totally about getting the word out?
Oh yeah, I've always been very excited about remote working and, getting more and more people, because my goal mainly personally is to make remote working something that becomes the more normal, more something, that everybody know about and everybody gets a chance to try. And it's not something that is so hard to do, So I have a passion to just get more people to know and more. Even some people call me the remote working preacher. Like if I'm just want to like get people in my, and like I don't know, my as a guru and everything, but I just want people to know that they can do that for a living. So basically, I met Noel, and then he talked to me about this project he had with Nomadbase. That because I was so passionate about it, it was like I want to build this, and it could be cool if you could join us and help us, figure what we could do there. And I was so excited because, just to have like now like a project that is all related to my passion, and that now it's my work. Like I just feel like everything, all the dots get connected, and this year has been amazing, and I just want to build more. And I have a lot of vision for Nomadbase, which right now is still an experiment. We've been experimenting at visualizing the community on a map. So basically, what it is that we have all our users you can log in on a platform, and then you can connect all your social media to the platform. And this way, every time you check in somewhere, we pull this information, and we're able to pull the city information only and put you on the map. So what happens is that everybody check in everywhere, and we were able to like pull all this information and be able to see where everybody is in real time.
Yeah.
So then when you arrive somewhere, you can say, okay, I'm going to Barcelona. I open Nomadbase. I see the list of people who are there, and then we'll be able in the future to be able to chat with them even.
Wow.
So and then I'll also see like who's there, who's in the city, what kind of co-working space. Like, we have a lot of vision to maybe really have like a tool that we can have for digital nomads that people can use every day in there to have. And basically to have a better lifestyle, to make this more easy, and this,
it's one of the biggest pain points ever still. No?
Yeah.
Since so many people are trying to build something and connect the community, but still there are so many lonely travelers or so many digital nomads who feel lonely at the on the road, and they need someone to ping ideas on the same level, and they need to be surrounded by entrepreneurs and like-minded people, like what we are doing at the camp now.
Yeah.
Maybe you can underline it. It's just like magic when you bring like 40, 50 like-minded people together. This is not comparable to doing this stuff all on your own or alone and without getting any feedback.
No, it's amazing. Here you get feedback, and you can like people are so many different skills to teach you, to share. Everybody comes from different background. It's really amazing. Even me, I was that kind of person who was alone. When I went to DNX the first time, I had never met anybody in real. I've been talking for a year online to people while doing my own things, and it was the first time that I was actually meeting people, and this feeling of being like, okay, Daphnée, you're not alone in this, and if you want to continue to do this and you want to survive in this, it's really good to be surrounded by people that are like-minded, because it's very inspiring also to talk to people and tell the people that are not doing this, try to inspire them. But at the same time, at one point you need to be surrounded by people that can help you to evolve, you know. And I really needed that. I needed to evolve and be surrounded by people that can bring me to another level. And to do this, I need people that understand where I come from. And this is exactly what happened with everything just in 1 year. Like, I can't even imagine like how my life evolved in the past year. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. I still remember the day when we met first at Beta House, I think.
Yeah,
and this is just 1 year ago, more or less.
Yeah,
it was like,
I think it's 1 year. I'm just like, hey, do you need help on DNX? Maybe I could just like hang out and help.
And we said, yes, for sure, but it's a German-speaking event. What in May, right?
And I was like, can I just go to the party so I can just like meet people? This was in March. I just wanted to meet people. I just wanted to see, like, I'd never been I was in Berlin for 2 months, and I was just like, for the first time I was somewhere where I felt there was a big community around this. So I was like, I just want to meet people, like hang out, have a drink. Like I was so excited to meet people. Also so many, like 200 people, I would think, at that German one there was maybe.
Yeah, and it was very big. It was like 500, but at the party like 300. But
but it was really just to be there. It was just amazing, and then got more and more passionate about this, and then went to the August one when everything happened, and I met. But basically, like Nomadbase is comes from a company called Human Made, which is a WordPress agency. So this
one of the biggest, right?
Yeah, it's sort of the biggest WordPress agency. It's actually an enterprise agency, so they mostly work with really bigger companies, bigger contracts, and everything. So I mean, these are the people that we are building Nomadbase because our company is remote.
Yeah.
So
fully remote, 100%. You don't have any office at all.
We have like some people that live in the same place. So we have some people in Brisbane, for example, who kind of like work in all the same city. So they kind of created their own little office working for them. We have one in Matlock where there's like 2 people working there or 3, but like sometimes you can go, but mainly like everybody can work from home or work traveling, or you can really work from anywhere you want. So Nomadbase was built inside the company. The first version was built, it was like a first alpha version, like a really base little experiment, was built on a hack day in a company retreat.
Wow.
So this is how like it all started, and these are the people. So some people from Human Made, including Noel, were at the NX to give a talk about productivity, like while traveling, and it was really interesting. So this is how I all started. I just wanted to wrap up that it's all coming from there. It's also it's a really nice company project to do, to kind of represent the community, represent who we are, represent who we are as a company also, because we were all remote, and we just want to like kind of open more the poll of like kind of include a big community and do something bigger.
I think you were talking about 3 big takeaways or learnings. Like first, you had this inner voice, or something was telling you have to go to Berlin, and you listen to this voice no matter what. You use your credit card to get the flight, and then approach us again, and we're just like, I have to go there. There's an inner calling. So always go for the gut feeling when you're in that, I think. And it also helped us a lot for many decisions we were not sure about. Then at the end, we went for the gut feeling, and then 100% of the case was like,
sometimes it's very passionate also. Like the gut feeling is your passion, and this is what drives you the most. And it's even stronger than your skills or like anything. Like skills can be learned afterwards. Honestly, like even Nomadbase itself, it's a whole like learning process for me. Working in a product team in a bigger company, people have very big skills. I'm learning every day, and for me, it's a really good chance that I'm having right now that I can like really learn and like build something I'm really passionate about. And even every remote company will tell you that it's always better to hire for passion.
Totally.
Than
we do the same.
Yeah, if you have somebody who's really passionate, he can learn the skills afterwards.
The skills you can learn everywhere nowadays, and that's not the problem, but the passion and like the connection to your product or what you're doing. And this is why we always recruit when we have some new job roles where we need people for. We always recruit within the community, because we know, okay, they have been at least on one event, they know what we are doing, they know what we are passionate about, and hopefully they're as passionate as we are. And like all of the positions and some of our employees are here on the camp, and you met them, they all like live the DNX spirit, and this helps a lot. No?
It's really amazing. People here I've been also very impressed about the DNX camp, I have to say, how mixed it is. So in the community, Digital Nomad community, before I started, it was a lot of men, and
it depends on the community.
But I think it depends. But in general, you always say like, and also you've been reminded, people tell you like, it's a very like there's a lot of men in the digital. People tell you all the time, but in the end, I arrived here and we were a majority of women. And
also in all events, on the conferences.
In the conference, everything is mixed, and like people are telling me that it's like actually in most tech communities that I've been seeing, like communities online for in the tech world, different topics. I feel like the remote working kind of community is very, very mixed. It's very like there's a lot of women, a lot of men. It's sometimes more men, sometimes more women. But it's really mixed, and everybody have different skills from different background. Like honestly, it's a very good experience to feel this, and mostly a camp like this where we were about 50 people here all coming from different background, and with a lot of people also, you kind of really see a big amount of people, big amount of skills, and when you're 10 people with a smaller camp, it's also very good, because if you're a bit less, you can really build a good business relations. And I already know there's people I met that I'm like, I feel like I will still contact them again and see like, hey, can I help you on this? Can you help me on this?
Yeah. I also know about other communities like the Dynamic Circle, that they have this huge problem about getting really women into the community, and they're talking and discussing a lot in their closed inner circle in the forum. I know from these threads that they want to attract women somehow, but they don't know why. But I think the problem is because they're very tech driven, and I would also say very money driven, and they build up like really huge businesses which are really cool. But what some people in these communities are missing is the empathy, or doing sustainable things, doing like things that the people on the camps or on the next conference, they really want to change the world. I feel it. They're green, they're sustainable, they live a healthy lifestyle, they do yoga, they do meditation. These are all topics you don't find not very often in the other communities. I think this helps a little bit.
I mean, I could, if you want me to share my opinions about Dynamite Circle, I'm happy to talk about it. I've met many people. I've been on the Nomad cruise for 12 days from Colombia to Lisbon, which was a really cool opportunity. Also, a project to do for just crossing the Atlantic is amazing. But I met a lot of people from the Dynamite Circle there, and everybody I met there were all men.
Yeah,
all of them.
They have 90% men.
So for me, like honestly, like I think the way the Nomad Circle is built is really I don't know. For me, I feel it's not really attractive for women, just in a way that it looks really like a bro club of businessmen.
Yeah, people call it like
you
this.
know, so it feels more like this. So I think though that the essence of it is really interesting, because it's actually like people are really helping each other in business, and this is really interesting. You have like I met all the people. They all work about they all have different backgrounds, and they kind of all get together. They have meetups. You can arrive somewhere. You have like
the juntos.
You have like you can already know like, okay, I have people from DC members are there, and the fact they're from DC, you kind of know that, okay, these people want to evolve in their business. We can help each other. There's kind of it's not just a community, it's also something that can be, and
they're very skilled. They have all great backgrounds.
There's many different types of skills also, but still the way it is, it's not really attractive for women. I mean from what I've been looking at, and honestly, like I'm usually not really blocked by anything that is mostly men or women. It's just that I feel like the maybe not just for women. Maybe some men also are not attracted by this. There's something there that I think that should probably evolve in something a bit more. Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe something more sustainable, or maybe more. Bring more women figures also. Maybe creating events and bring in more women to their events and kind of.
They're trying hard, I know. But I think the problem is the problem in itself, because there are not many women. They are not attracted by all these men or the bro club. And so it just attracts more men, and which attracts way more, even less women. So it's.
Because in the end, there is also like women digital nomad clubs. You know,
yeah.
There's a cool new project now, digital nomad girls, and then there's like kind of new projects, and
totally.
You know, but I don't like to separate things.
Yeah, same for me. And don't like also to make this topic too huge, because it shouldn't be a topic. It shouldn't be like this in the camp, that we have like by natural 50-50. It's normal, like in the rest of the world, there are 50% more or less 50% men, 50% women. We shouldn't discuss this too much. But.
You're right. I really like that attitude, and this is in the camp. You know, like for the first time, I was like, I could actually like say, okay, this is really cool. It's actually like 50-50. I had to mention it. It was
you were standing up and mentioned it in front of the group, right?
Because I think this is what we want, and this is what anything should be like. And it's true that you say that it shouldn't be even a subject.
No.
We shouldn't even have to.
This is why I don't
it.
like these quotes or something like, yeah, and there should be more women, because also with quotes, you discriminate men on the other side. If a man is better on the stage and more outgoing, we had this discussion for the German DNX, like, why do you have always so many men and so less women on the stage? And I can just tell that we got way more applications from men, and they are just maybe a little more outgoing, have more self-esteem, but as soon as they are good women, for instance, in the workshops or masterminds, we have always like, again, 50-50.
But this is not just DNX. It's something that DNX cannot solve it alone. They can make a lot of effort and everything. But anyway, like in general, there's always that topic.
Yeah.
But in the end, I remember your MC at DNX Berlin was amazing.
Uh-huh.
She was a woman.
Yeah, from
And I don't remember
Austria.
her name. But she was so amazing. I loved her. I want her to come back. Please come back to the next DNX.
Yeah,
I really loved her. She was super like energetic and all.
Yeah, we always, if we see some talent in some persons or especially women, we bring her on the stage. So
yeah,
for me, it's
like me. I have to talk.
yeah, I know. That is why you're on the podcast now. Yeah, and the other two learnings I wanted to mention is. It's all about connection. You were approaching us again for the ticket. You were asking us if we can do the video documentary, and we said, okay, yeah, let's do it. You came into our Airbnb flat. We became friends somehow. You met Noel, who gave you more or less the new product, your new job on this product Nomadbase, and Philly and me met Noel before in Surf Office in Gran Canaria, where we checked in because we felt so lonely. So it's all connected, the whole world.
I didn't know about that, about how you met there. I think, he told me he met you at Surf Office, but I didn't know it was because, you wanted to meet some more people. And
yeah, for sure. And I was doing like this TRX thing outside, and then Noel joined me, and we did sport every day, and then we also became friends in Surf Office.
That's really cool. I didn't even know. That's really nice.
Yeah, and this shows that everybody is still... Everybody, also every digital nomad is still a social and a human being. Despite that, we are working a lot online on our laptop. We are all connected. We have Slack groups, we have Facebook groups, we have communities, more communities which are all online. We still need this interaction and vice versa in person. And I think this is also one of the key success factors. And on the other side, I always feel a little bit sorry because many people don't get it and say, hey, we are nomads. For instance, in hashtag nomads, which is a chat for digital nomads, many people say, why do I need a conference? It doesn't make any sense. What are they doing, the DNX guys? And so they don't get the fact that it's so important once you look each other in the eyes. It's another connection than just meeting online.
But it's also that there's many people that I've been hearing that are like, oh, I can meet digital nomad in the co-working space. Like, I can meet people. I don't need to meet people. But I think that the movement and everything, like when you go in an event like this, everybody comes for the same reason. They all want to evolve in what they're doing. They want to get inspired. They want to, this whole movement, this whole I don't know, there's a storm that is happening with this DNX movement and the DNX conference kind of, help people to really jump in something that they knew or meet people specifically for a new project or, this is not literally happened to me. Like it's, I think I'm a success story of DNX. I'm really feeling like that. So I'm really proud to say that I'm a success story of DNX Berlin, and I want to help other people to go through this.
And to be honest, we just are thinking about setting up something like success stories, DNX success stories, because Philly and me don't know about many stories, but many people approach us and say, you know what, I found this job on the last conference like you. And then another one approached me, yeah, thanks for this job board, DNX jobs, it works really well, I found already 2 jobs. And then Yannick from the camp said, thanks for the job board, I just announced a job, I already have 15 applications. And then another one said, yeah, thanks for the party, I didn't end up lonely, it was a good night in the hotel. So there are so many things happening business-wise and personally-wise, or I think there are already couples which met on the DNX. So it's really cool that it works, like our big vision to connect people, especially in this world.
Yeah, it's funny. I don't know if you have enough time, but
Yeah, go on. We have
I have something. I
plenty of
mean,
time.
because you talk about like couples meeting on the next, and this
Also,
is
yeah.
something that
It's very natural because everybody has the same mindset, is
Yeah.
more or less lonely,
exactly
has the same age.
and most people have a hard time to find someone to be in a relationship with.
Because it's so
When
outstanding what we are doing also, right?
people are moving, people are doing their things. It's hard to imagine you arrive somewhere, you stay for a short period of time. By the time you stay there, you kind of meet someone, but you're also already thinking of where you're going next,
Yeah.
unless you're somebody who stayed there for a longer time.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, like, it's hard to like kind of start directly in a relationship when you're kind of going around and
Totally, especially as an entrepreneur, you have this ultimate freedom. Then you live just with one-way tickets. You don't like to plan too much and forward. This is why we have a hard time to sell tickets before the conference, because nomads don't want to decide too early. So it's really
and
very
you need,
special.
and you need to. It's a good thing to be going in events like this, even for meeting people for for dating. It's also like even people like around the NX organized. Aline organized from Nomad Soulmates also is trying to organize meetups to help people like kind of get together for dating, which is another approach. But
It's a serious challenge. No,
it's really a challenge.
Not,
and people ask me, I get interviewed, like, what's your biggest challenge? Like, well, love on the road is pretty hard, like, it's something that is also something, also, there's Wi-Fi, there's also love, it's like, it's also important.
I know many nomads who date on Tinder then. It seems to work quite well. I always heard good things about it, but it's not for, I think, ongoing relationships. It's just like having some fun when you need to have some fun. But at the end, I think everybody's looking for someone on their same level and like-minded people.
And look, you were lucky you started in a relationship, boom, and then traveled the world. It's amazing, beautiful story.
Yeah, it is, but it was never planned like this. So this is how, like you were talking about connecting the dots. It's like Felicia was always traveling her whole life, and I never traveled far or a lot. So I was not that addicted like Feli. And she said, "Come on, we have to see the world." I said, "No, it's okay where we are, Berlin. I have a good job." I was really like very conventional. Like I had my flat screen, I have a car, I had a big job title. I was like really the normal guy, the normal career guy. Until finally I was working in Berlin startups and saw the direct comparison to the founders, to CEOs and my skill set, and everybody's talking about starting something on their own. And I say, okay, I want to start something on my own. So I brought this entrepreneurial spirit into our relationship, and she brought the travel aspect in the relationship. And now we are both totally on fire on traveling and doing like cool entrepreneurial stuff.
It's really nice to hear that story. It's like, it's nice to see where you guys come from,
Yeah.
It's really interesting.
Yeah. And the third part I wanted to mention is that you can see, talking about your product and your company, and it's working fully remote, that it's not just someone
entrepreneurial
or someone wants to promote something that is not there. It's for real. So maybe you can talk a little bit more about how it is if you have to set up Skype calls or working in different time zones. How do you track your progress? How do you communicate with your team members? I think there are very
I'd like first to say also that entrepreneurship is not for everyone, and you can also find a freelance or even being an employee like me.
Like more and more, yeah.
There's more and more companies opening to remote working. It's also part of their culture, and you can also look for that kind of job. You don't have to be a freelancer. You don't have to be an entrepreneur building a business, making passive revenues if you want to work remotely and travel. You don't need to do that. But there's also the option of being on salary on a remote company, and this is going to be even more possible with the next years. Like, it's going to be easier and easier.
But we see it everywhere. It's just starting, and
just in the past year.
In the valley, they're the first movers, and there are more and more startups which are already founded fully remote, because they see if they can't compete with the other remote companies in the war for talents, then they are fucked, especially for people like coders. Or they won't sit anymore in any offices.
But you can just imagine Human Made, how it started was because they were two brothers in Matlock in a really like remote city in London, and they wanted to hire a developer. There's nobody that they can hire there. So they already started to hire outside. And this is how they started kind of hire people outside and remotely, and and it started like this, and then
Imagine
now
the difference. You can hire in the whole world, or you can just hire in London, or convince people to come to London.
But they were not even in London. They were in the countryside, like in a city. Like, can you imagine? Like, I don't know, you're from Berlin, and then somebody has a business in a little countryside, and they want to hire a developer.
Mecklenburg-Vorpommern.
Like they need. So, like, you think about this, then you need to hire outside, and you hire remotely. This is how it starts. But you were asking me about the tools that I use, or
how is it working fully remote?
Yeah, so basically, like in the company itself, we use different ways of communication. We use Slack for instant communications, for chat. We have different channels for different topics that we talk about. We have weekly updates. So every week, everybody writes what they've been doing the last week and what they're planning to do the next week, which is something that people can also think about for themselves as entrepreneur or freelancers.
It's a reflection, huh?
Sometimes, you arrive on Friday and you don't even remember what you did on Monday. It's important. And then you're like, oh my God, have I been productive? So it's good to keep track of what you're doing every day. And at the end of the week, you can be proud of what you've done.
Where do you track it?
I track it. I track it. I have different things to track. I could talk about all my apps. I have so many different apps I use to track every day. I use.
So you're free to use whatever app you want to use.
Yeah.
So they say just be organized. We don't care about how you get organized, but care about yourself.
Oh yeah, you're really your own boss. So we are a flat management way to manage a business is flat management. So there's no boss. Everybody work kind of for themselves or kind of work collaboratively with people. But we use all our tools that we need, but we have the main tools, like the weekly updates is a internal blog, which we all use, and which is the same kind of product that we all use all together. And then we also do team hangouts for different. So we use Zoom for our team hangouts with everybody on it. To talk about different things. We have agency hangouts and things that are more about clients, and we also have team hangout with our really just about team building and getting to know each other, because it's really important to keep the kind of a good team spirit that you would have in the office,
totally.
talking by
it's
the
coffee. It's a big challenge for remote companies because this coffee room is missing where all the rumors go on and people talk about each other.
People need that.
And, people need it. Everybody needs
people
it.
Need gossip, chit-chatting, and also laughing about stuff, and they just want to hang out. So they have this.
You also have on Slack we have for our team a fun channel or crazy stuff, and they find funny videos or
Giphies, that's really cool. We also do a company retreat, and actually just after the camp I'm going to Vienna for the Work Camp Europe, where we'll all be going to be there. It's the first time I'm meeting my team.
Really?
Actually I met 5 people already in the 35, but I'm going to meet 30 new people that have been talking online.
Wow.
Working for the first time face to face, so it's really nice. And then after we're going to Slovakia for a week where we do our company retreat, and we're gonna have different team building workshop activities and stuff. So it's really exciting.
Totally.
Yeah. It's really fun. And then I don't know if you want me to tell you more about tools still, or you're still good.
Yeah, I'm good. And if anyone wants to step out, they just step out of the podcast. But I think it's very interesting. So go on.
Yeah, okay, sure. Yeah, okay, cool. So, basically you asked me the day-to-day productivity tools I used for taking track and everything. It's funny because actually I gave a workshop during the DNX camp about actually how
really
to be
crowded,
productive.
It's a big topic.
Productivity on the road is really interesting because, you're always in movement. You always have to adapt. We're always in adaptation. And being adaptation makes it even harder to kind of be productive because, imagine you're working in another country like in Asia and you have to deal with somebody who doesn't have your language, and then, it's really outside of your comfort zone all the time.
Different time zone.
Yeah. So how do you stay productive? And so there's many different ways, but for any people that works remotely, so I can tell something. So the way I keep my productivity every day, I use the daily app. It's I can share a link for the podcast, and this one asks me every 15 minutes what I'm doing.
What is the app called?
What are you working at? It's called Daily App.
Okay, Daily App.
And it asks me every 15 or 20 minutes, what are you working on? right
like
now.
is desktop based or
So
is it
it's-
on your iPhone?
Okay, so basically it's on desktop and it's on the top bar of the thing. And so it's actually just
status bar.
Yeah, and it just pop out like a little notification. It's really small, and I can just write really quickly on what I'm working right now.
Yeah.
Which is really good when you're like not working on something and you're like, oh my god, I have to go back on what I was doing, and then you're like, okay, no. So also for focus, I really need focus.
And is it
to work
synced
online.
with someone so they can track you? Or
No,
what is it about
maybe they have this option. I never looked at this, but it's really just for me.
Yeah.
I kind of write everything. Also calculate the number, how long you were doing that task, and then at the end of the day, you can see kind of like everything that you've done, everything you
cool.
worked on, and at the end of the week, you can see everything, and then I'm able to write my weekly update and say like, I did this, I did that, and I have everything, and then I'm like proud of like what I've been doing. And also the weekly update that we do, we also write what we are planning to do next week. So then you can already have an idea about, okay, what next week you want to focus on. I'm going to do this,
Do you have a task planner to organize yourself?
I also use, Trello and Wunderlist.
Trello for your own, or you work with others?
I use Trello a little bit on my own. I kind of mixed. I'm a bit weird on how I use lists. So
everybody has its own system, right?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say I have like a system in place. For Nomadbase, we use Trello for the team, and Human Native really use Trello, and it works really well for collaboration. I use Wunderlist mostly for everything in my life.
Same for me. Yeah.
It can be like, personal, professional. I have different type categories because with Wunderlist you can classify task lists depending exactly of what you do, depending of what if it's for business, if it's for home, if it's for a different project. And I will prioritize them, and most of the time I will have a list of many different things and give myself a list for today and a list of priority things I want to get done first. One thing I also tell people most of the time is also decide on one task that they want to...
How many, sorry to interrupt, how many tasks do you mark then? Which are the most important ones for the next day?
Yeah, so what I was about to say was that I actually tell people to always have one very important task per day. One. Only one that is really like important task, not just like, okay, I want to send one email, but it's like that you can do the first task. The day is this one. You wake up, this is like, okay, today my important task is this.
When do you decide on it?
Usually like I kind of in the morning, sometimes it's the morning, sometimes it's the evening, sometimes just, but most of the time it's like I would mostly like wake up in the morning and kind of like look at my day and say like, okay, like this is what I can do today. How is my day looking? And I'm like, okay, I'm doing this today.
Is this part of your routine? It's
hard because I'm really bad at routine. I hear this a lot. Like, what's your routine? What's your morning routine? And I'm so much. I'm trying still to work before 12 because I feel like I feel a lot better about myself. Like when I'm able to accomplish something before 12.
Yeah.
So usually this is a routine I can say that I'm doing, that I'm kind of working before 12, but I can work even at night. I'm not at night, like not 2 a.m., but in the evening. I'm not a night person, but when I have the flow, I have the flow.
Okay. So you just wait for the flow, or you feel it and say, okay, come on, now I go.
Yeah, and sometimes you have to push yourself too. You can't just be like, I wait for the flow. But like when I get it, I just do it and I push everything out. So like sometimes if I have something planned and I'm feeling I'm being productive, I go straight in it because sometimes like I feel non-productive at all, and then I'm like, you kind of get frustrated and you don't know. It's better instead of like pushing to just go do something, come back and be.
I very often miss this point where it's just better to close the laptop and do something else. Fortunately, I have Philly on my side, and she's better. And come on, we do a break. We go for a swim. We go out at the beach. We go kiting. We go diving. Whatever. For me, it's quite tough because I don't know. I'm very hard to myself, and I say, no, you can't stop. You have to go on. You have to go on. You have to go on. But
the problem is that you're not that productive in the end. Like
no,
it's been a whole day. Or like Wi-Fi is not working, you're like waiting for sending your email, and then you're just like, oh my god, it takes so much time. You're just like, look, even if you stay there, you're gonna be frustrated, and in the end, it won't happen. Like it just I have been in a situation with so bad Wi-Fi sometimes, and I'm just like, okay, like
there's only one thing which is even worse than having no Wi-Fi. It's like having very, very, very little Wi-Fi and always being tempted and always hoping like, we'll catch up and maybe synchronize this mail and maybe it will synchronize my Dropbox. I will wait. And then just opening more and more tabs, which are very useless for yourself, just to wait for...
I'm happy I'm not alone.
Yeah.
It's just like, people talk about this, you're like, oh, okay, so I'm actually a normal person.
Yeah, totally.
No, yeah, so like, I'd say the productivity, there's many different tools we can use and people all have their own system. I cannot tell someone one is better than the other.
No.
It's finding your own way, finding the flow you can...
I think it's important to know that a tool itself is not the solution. The solution is setting up a system and then really work with these tools. So you can set up and install as many tools as you want. It doesn't make your business any better or any more organized.
Before I needed really to have like an office feeling to be productive. And now I can just... I'm really like, I don't know, I get used to Nomad thing or like I just work on my laptop wherever. I have also, so I tell people... Something I do also is kind of try to set up the same routine of work, which is what represent work to you. So before I have a roof stand, I need to like have my setup and all. But now because like I move in different places, I still like working the train and the plane and like the coffee and I have to move around and the internet doesn't work. So now it's just like laptop, headphones, noise cancelling, and brain.fm, which is like a website I just discovered, and I can also give the link. But Brain.fm is a really good way for you to focus. So me, I'm a bit always saying sometimes I have an attention deficit disorder, and I have to deal with this doing remote working, which is really hard. I don't have this like officially, but I'm just like I need to focus all the time. But this Brain.fm. So it gives it's like brain waves. So it's like sounds that really helps you to focus. It works.
Didn't know about this.
It works so well on me. Like I just feel like I get really concentrated, and the sound just makes you. I don't know if it's. I guess it's scientifically proven. I don't know. Like I'm not, but it works on me. And I took their premium account. I'm paying now to be on this. Like I love it. So I just do this now. It's like if I want to focus, like I have like a ultimate way. And then every time if I have this, it works. I can work. And then
I will test it definitely.
Yeah.
I'm always looking for new tools, new hacks, new things. And I also tried to work with some certain music. Someone recognized to me, but at the end it didn't work. But I would try this one.
I think the music for me don't work either because it's too much stimulation. I cannot have too much stimulation.
Not really, music was like environment noises, like having the waves.
Oh, probably the same thing then.
Or something, but it was not brain.fm.
The brain waves is more like sound that are more like electronic. It's like
that's true.
Like it's really like it creates like a white. I don't know. Try it, guys. You have to try it. Just try that.
I will put every link and every app you're talking about in the show notes, so everybody who's keen about testing, go on lifehacks.co and look for your episode.
Cool.
Yeah. We're done, or do you have another app or productivity hack you want to share?
I have so many things to share, Marcus, all the time. Like, we could be here forever.
Yeah. Forever, this dark 10.
Maybe we had a V2, like a version 2, Daphnée podcast.
Updated. Yeah, at least when you got your Nomadbase app out there, right? I think right now it's
probably talk about that.
Desktop version. And it works really well. I love it. The visualization. Once I put also my Facebook header because I was so proud about all these stations that I was traveling already.
So I mean, right now we're experimenting at visualizing the community. So it's kind of like showing this anonymous community, which is everywhere in the world, and the end we're like a big amount of people that are representing a movement. You know, so. Basically, right now, we decided to take this web app that we're building and work on a mobile app. So right now, we're working on a mobile prototype and we're building this.
Is it only for iPhone?
It's only for iPhone for now. The first one we'll do will be for iOS for sure. Because from our users, 75% of our users use iPhones. Yeah. But we're probably open to Android at one point. But even then, we have to test it out first. So we're working on a mobile version, which is going to be a lot more accessible, a lot more present in your day-to-day life. Because with the mobile you can do so much more. It's so much more practical. People people traveling are always with their iPhone. They have different type of apps they use.
I see it in the stats how it changed in the last just 4 years when we started our first online projects, and now where people are listening to the podcast or surfing on our websites or checking in, or it's all mobile. It's all mobile, not just iPad. It's even iPhone.
Oh yeah, so I can say that to people that DNX. So right now, Nomadbase is closed. It's a private network. So to get in, you need to have an invite code. So I can give an invite code to people. If you type in the invite code DNX Hub, DNXHUB, you'll be able to get in and you'll be able to have access to Nomadbase.
Cool. Thank you very much for this.
Pleasure. So yeah, DNX Hub.
DNX Hub. Or smaller case, bigger case, lower case?
All cap.
All cap. Okay, I just write it down for the show notes, guys, so we won't miss this one. And
it's in nomadbase.io is the website.
I will link it. Okay, cool. And do you know any estimations when it will be live?
Hopefully, I would really like to have something by the end of the summer. Would be very far out, so I can have. But if I can have something for end of July, I would love it. But something realistic would probably be like August, end of August. But you never know how it happens, and then we will make sure to we're gonna have like different beta versions. We will probably test out a little bit more before we actually publish.
Yeah, invite me if you want.
Yeah, of course. I'll send you the app, and then you can test it out and give me feedback.
Would love
and if anybody wants to do that, also they can reach out.
Yeah. Great, Daphnée.
Yay.
Thank you for being part of the camp. Thank you for being part of this great interview.
Thank you so much for inviting me. I feel like I did I accomplished something to be in a podcast. I'm really happy.
And I was wondering, because I think podcasting is like the new real deal. Everybody, it feels like everybody's starting a new podcast around me at the moment. So, and you're deeply involved in the nomad scene and the nomad movement, and this is why I was asking you. I was already a little bit worried, like, I need Daphnée on my podcast, and she's leaving already tomorrow, and hopefully she can do it today. So it's cool that you did it, and it's very cool that, now you determined your time for being on my podcast for the very first time in your life.
It's really nice. I feel honored.
Yeah, me too.
Thank you so much, Marcus.
Thank you so much, and have fun, guys. Peace and out. Yes, yo. This was another episode of the Life Hacks Show. If you love what you're listening to and can use some of the tools and hacks we are sharing on the Life Hacks Show, I would be more than happy if you can give me a review or rating on iTunes. Follow me on facebook.com/Meurer Marcus and just ping me and give me some feedback. That would mean the world to me. So long, have fun, peace and out.